What inspires me every day is honestly love. Love all around. It's my purpose. And I think being a mom and being a woman in this world with a hunger for that is my daily inspiration to just wake up at any given moment. My name is Yaya, and I am a daughter of God. I am a mother, and I am an owner of a business. I've been a business owner now full time for about a year, probably a little bit over a year. Prior to that, I was, working numerous jobs, multiple jobs throughout my life. Honestly, I never thought I would be an entrepreneur. Let me just let the cat out of the hat because I never in my life had ever even pictured myself becoming an entrepreneur or a business. I really did think I'd be working for someone for the rest of my life. So I would say it was given to me by God, and I have Q Win to thank for that. I was having lunch with him one day while I was at my property management job, and he told me about this lash thing that he did. He told me about the business, and he said, you should try it, and you should try it out full time, especially since you've been wanting to get into the beauty industry. And I honestly never even considered lashing at all in my life, at all whatsoever. I'm smiling now, but sometimes those conversations weren't always with a smile. But I'm grateful for those conversations now because it did give me that push to really see what I was capable of. I never witnessed anyone believing in me as much as he did that day. These hard moments that you have to face sometimes when you let your heart make all the decisions without thinking logically, without thinking long term, without thinking of consequences, without thinking, 10 years from now and not 10 days from now. Because right when you get on the peak of the roller coaster and you think you're at the high, and then bam, here comes the low shortly after, that's where you learn the lesson a lot of the time. And I think that's what finally, other than God, is what made me say, how many more times are we going to go down and see these pits and not remove that block? But it wasn't just one thing, it was just things over the years, lots of traumatic experiences. And one of the biggest ones was almost losing my daughter. I had a beautiful pregnancy. Maya made it to 40 weeks in one day, where I'm getting my ultrasound, and I asked the tech, I said, do you see where the umbilical cord is? And she goes, it just kind of looks like it's everywhere right now. We made it to the ER, got admitted, and the journey of waiting just began there. And I had this beautiful nurse. I still remember her name. I hope this one day reaches her. Her name was Amber. I'm never going to forget Amber. Amber was an angel in the flesh. She was helping me with my breathing. She was practicing with me, just full of love and full of grace. And okay, sweetie, you got this. Amber asks me, she said, would you like to see? And I said, no, ma'am, absolutely not. I am okay with the doctors and y'all just doing your thing. And she said, are you sure? And I said, I'm sure, Amber. And in the mix of asking me if I'm sure, we start to hear the heart on the monitor just kind of dissipate a little bit. And Amber didn't seem alarmed at all. She was still very just peaceful, and you can just feel the monitor going from side to side on my belly, and you could just kind of hear it faintly going. But she does say, you need oxygen. Your oxygen's a little bit low. And so here we are. The energy shifted in the room. It went from this very warm and welcoming, loving room to just kind of at a standstill. We couldn't figure out what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't want to ask questions. I knew as a mom, it wasn't a time for me to ask any questions. It just, something told me, I'm trying to have baby, trying to have my little one, and she wasn't coming out. And at that point, the oxygen's in my face, heart rate's almost not even there. They said, we don't have time for a C-section. You need to have this baby now. Next thing you know, I pushed. I got cut. Watched the whole thing. Almost fainted. And that part didn't faze me as much as it did then when Janine did one last try and I gave one last big push. And next thing you know, Maya's in her arms and Janine's holding her and she's counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I heard nothing. And everything happened at a speed of lightning, but it felt like time had stayed still. And I heard no baby. I look over and my baby was blue. And that's when my life changed forever, because I was a believer in and out of my life, but that day I had never prayed to God as hard as I did. I told God that if He allowed her to stay, the world would know love, kindness, and Him. And when I said that to God, my baby started crying. And I said, not my will, but yours. This world will know of you and will know of kindness and love through her. And that first cry, oh, that was probably the most magical moment in my life. Life is not about you. We think it's just about us, but it's not. You know, I thought that situation made me not necessarily a victim, but almost like oh, you poor thing. And I don't really share this story a lot because it's not a, oh, you poor thing. It happened. I healed. I became a mom. There was no going back. And it's a situation that I think of continuously because it's so easy to just have your life either given or taken in a matter of seconds. And reliving that definitely ignites my fire and inspires me to just keep pushing, because if I could make it through something like that mentally, physically, emotionally, I can go through anything. The thing that I want to leave behind is with just an opportunity to know that there are always second chances at everything, at life, at your career, at motherhood, in relationships. And I want to leave the world reminding every single soul is that we're nothing without you, and you're nothing without you. And I don't know if that really answers the question directly, but I want to leave the world reminding everyone that you're so unique in your own way, and you're so beautiful regardless of what you see, regardless of what you hear, regardless of what you think. You truly are one of a kind.